The brain has specific sections dedicated to decoding various senses, and it combines these inputs to create what we perceive as reality. Our sense of vision, for instance, is a collaboration between the five senses and the brain's interpretation of sensory information. For example, there is a blind spot in our eyes where the optic nerve meets the retina. The brain fills in this gap with what it assumes should be there. The brain can be programmed by verbal and other frequency sources to interpret sensory information in a specific way. Words are frequency fields, waveforms produced by the vocal cords, which the ears convert into electrical signals that the brain decodes as language. Different languages are essentially different frequencies, which the brain interprets into words. All senses operate similarly by converting waveform input into electrical signals. This is easiest to visualize with hearing, as sound travels in waves and the ears translate these sound waves into electrical signals for the brain. The same process applies to sight, touch, taste, and smell, where waveform information interacts with the body and is then decoded by the brain. We don't see with our eyes, rather, we decode with them. Visual information enters the eyes as waveforms and is converted into electrical signals for the brain. This process creates the illusion of a physical world that seems to exist outside of us, but it all happens within our brains. For example, the video you're watching only exists in your brain in the form you perceive it. This concept applies to all our experiences of the physical world. This isn't a wild idea born of overindulgence. It is well known even in mainstream science, though it's rarely discussed due to its implications for the accepted narrative of a solid external world. Reality, including the physical kind, is a decoded waveform information field, and evidence suggests that physicality is made up of atoms. However, atoms themselves are mostly empty space. Everything is energy or consciousness. Nothing is truly empty. There is energy we can see as matter with visible light, and energy we cannot see. We are taught that atoms consist of electrons orbiting a nucleus, but the vast space between them shows the true scale. If an atom were the size of a football stadium, the nucleus would be as small as a dime, with the rest being empty space. Delving deeper into the electron particles and the nucleus reveals they too lack solidity. Atoms without solidity cannot form a physical world. The perception of solidity is a deception created by our senses and brain. Quantum physics has shown that physicality is an illusion, yet many scientific disciplines proceed as if this hasn't been established. This raises questions. If there is no true physicality, why do we bump into things? Why can't we walk through walls? How can we sit on seats or place plates on tables? The answer lies in electromagnetic frequency resistance, not physical resistance. Differently charged energetic states resist each other, and this interaction is decoded by our sense-brain system, making us perceive physical resistance when it's actually the interaction between non-physical energies. We operate under the assumption of a physical world that doesn't truly exist. As a result, we are limited by these perceived constraints, shaping all possibilities through this lens. Our lives are thus restricted by our perception of limitations, creating a prison of the mind. Do you agree with this perspective? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support means a lot.